I don't think I've ever had a first command in my chat, Miriam. Hello. Okay. Coffee. Hello everyone, welcome in. My name is Mom Noms. If you've never been here, I am a chef who talks about food and food history and also teaches you how to cook a little something. And this is the show. Welcome in. Hello Miriam. Hello Zelt. Hello everyone. Today is a new day. It is a new week and it is almost a new month. Wow, I just heard myself and it really scared me because it is that kind of morning for me right now. I am very sleepy. April Fool's, that's tomorrow, but it is April Fool's for you right now, isn't it? It is April Fool's for you right now. It is not for me, not right now. Anyway. Get everything set up. Welcome in, not yet. I have no idea time zones right now. And time zones changed, didn't they? Like again in other countries? I don't know. Producer Red is behind the camera. Sorry we're running a little bit late. I was taking a little bit of a nap because we did not have to go to court today. We were supposed to be in court in like 15 minutes, I think. Yeah, we were supposed to be in court in like 15 minutes. And so my exhaustion came out and I fell asleep after dropping kiddo off at school and I didn't have an alarm set. So this is completely my bad, you guys. Didn't mean to. We're coming up on April, which means we have new goals. We hit a lot of our important goals last year. We had a lot of our important goals last year. God bless. I can't talk. All right, guys, stream canceled. Mom Noms can't talk. There's no talking for the Mom Noms today. And I have the hiccups now. It's cool. Cool. You have a pillow named Cuddly. Guess what? Is it to cuddle with? Hell yeah. I just have a bunch of stuffies. All right, so let's get some things taken care of while we're here, while we're talking, while I'm making some coffee. To elevate your knees. To put it in between your knees just in case so your hips don't hurt at the end of the day. Is that just a me thing? That could just be a me thing. Anyway, I don't know if SAR drops are live. I haven't been paying attention. We could theoretically stream in SAR as we're making a SAR cookbook stuff, but I am attempting to, get the food and drink on the map. And to remind you of your internal loneliness. You know what? I used to have one of those. It was a large Todoroki pillow. Still have it. My Todoroki pillow. No. All right. Ice has been acquired. We are going to chug this today, guys. My head hurts so bad. I feel like I have a hangover, and I don't. Anyway, yeah, I used to have one of those pillows. It was a Todoroki. It was a double-sided Todoroki pillow, and I would cuddle it at night to remind me that I'll always be alone in this world. Just kidding. We're some housekeeping things. We have new goals this month. I have posted them on the Discord. If you're part of the Discord, you can go into, I believe it's announcements. And it is all done and ready for you guys to see what I'm trying to do this month. I'm trying to be as transparent with you guys as possible as well. So if we don't hit goals, we don't hit goals. If we, I don't know. If we do hit goals, I'll tell you we hit the goals. Hello, Kilted. Hello, Kilted. I am making my goals super strict and super large because of the fact that we're just trying to make something come out of Mom Noms, and you know, gotta push. The only goal I want is a milk bag for Red. Well, I mean, if we hit our monthly dono goal, then maybe we will. We're about $100 off. We're about $100 off from the $500 this month. So for that goal, at least. I can use pretty much any pillow as a loneliness pillow. It's one of the few. Actually, being a shorty. That's not how that works. You're making it cheap. No, it's $500, Lucas. It's $500. That's not making it cheaper. That is literally how much we said. Oh, 500 in just straight donos. Okay. See, that's not what I said. I said $500. I'm a classy babe. I'm classy. I'm classy, you guys. All right, so our goals, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about them while our coffee is being made. Our April goals are they're not, I don't think they're as lofty as last month's because I did like go down on a few things. So I want 1,350 followers, which is an extra 100 followers. We did 111 last month, so in March, so I don't think that that's that lofty of a goal. Wow. Oh. I hear noises, and then Lucas also making random, like Red making random noises, so I'm unsure what is going on right now. If we lose stream, that's cool. 35 subs this month. We had 49. We had 49 subs this month. So 35 subs should not be that hard of a problem. And I'm excited about that. Again, in order to keep Mom Noms going, we have to make somewhere around $1,200 a month to be able to pay for bills and groceries and everything else that is combined. Yes, Lucas clips things as well. Red clips things as well because we don't use those like AI things. Those AI things are really terrible at clipping anyway. I'm just putting that out there because like I used them when I was working for the AI company that I was working for, and we did streams. Because of course we did. We did streams for that company, and I would just use the AI thing, and then it would like get the weirdest fucking clips. It didn't make sense. Even when I tried to like teach it what to look for, it was like always terrible. It was always terrible. If you like pina coladas and getting lost in the rain. If you like making love at midnight. Do 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 do. Oh, sorry for my weird noises. It's a Tuesday, guys. I always say that Tuesdays are worse than Mondays. Tuesdays are always worse than Mondays. Oh, I didn't want this under the camera. This was literally just for me to write on. So I can have it somewhere. Thank you, though. That's why I only set it down when I was getting coffee stuff ready. So, like, obviously I don't want it in the camera if I'm holding it. All right, my coffee. My coffee there. Boom, boom. And boom. All right, we'll continue with the goals after I finish my coffee, but how are you guys doing? How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Sorry for canceling stream on Saturday. It was a day. Saturday was a day. We were stressed out. We've been stressed out, obviously, for a long time. We were especially stressed out because this week is court, and that's always, even if you know you're in the right, even if you know that, like, things should go your way, because of what happened with our landlord at the beginning of this entire process in November, we just have not wanted to go to court at all. The climate is so weird this spring. It's usually hot as... It is hot here. It's hotter here than it normally is. Like, we're in the mid to high 80s all week. And then it goes back down to the normal temperature. Usually during spring, Nashville is around 65 to 70. Don't apologize. Yeah. I'm still gonna apologize because we like keeping our schedules. We like being with you guys. And also, it was just a really fucking stupid night. It was such a stupid night. I'm just putting that out there. Most of it was because of me. Because when I'm tired, I don't think through what I say. I mean, you guys probably see it on stream. When I'm tired, I really don't think through what I'm saying. And that is terrible. All right, got my cream. Cream. Creamy. But instead, we're getting rain and cold temperatures. Wow. Yeah, no, we've been getting, I mean, we have weird temperatures. We keep going back from like over 80 to below freezing to over 80 to below freezing. So our temperatures are wild. But yeah. We definitely like are having a more hotter spring than normal. It's not fun. Not fun at all. Ooh, mama. This coffee is gonna be delicious, guys. I think it's gonna be delicious because I'm like tired. When I'm in random freezing competitions, is my main camera frozen again? One day, guys. This is why we have the goals that we have, okay? Because, like, we need better shit. We need to be able to afford life and then also be able to, like... I don't know. I don't understand. I'm going to do a clean install of the OS software again just to see if there's like an update or something that's going on. It's really stupid. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, April goals, 1,350 followers. We should be able to do that because it's 100 and we had 111 last month. 35 subs. We had 49 subs last month, so hopefully we'll get that. 1,200 is something that we didn't get done, and that's fine. We are building, you know, guys? We want to do a Nashville IRL stream. And that is contingent on the, like, if we make money. And then a community night on Discord with, like, games and movies and stuff. 2 guests, which I have started planning out a couple of them. So that should be a good check off soon. Do the chopped style video, which should be next week or the week after. And what was the other one? Oh, and then just be on social media and grow social media and grow everything. That's it. So here are our goals, guys. Here are our goals. Yeah, the chopped mystery box. I've heard that it so far is insane. I guess our other goal of the month is to use all of those Kit Kats we stole. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay, guys. And today, sorry, Red. Why are you? What did you do? What did you do? Oh. Okay, so today we're gonna be doing enchiladas, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the history of enchiladas. I think once we do a series about Spanish and Mexican cuisine, well, it would be a Spanish cuisine and then Mexican cuisine. We'll get more into it because Mexico has a lot of history behind it because of the Mayans and the Aztecs and the fact that they were colonized by Spaniards and Europeans. Enchiladas. My April goal is not to go broke on my oenology and pairing classes. Wow, yeah. I mean, you might still. He has to go find some stuff. Oh, good Lord. So is it a lot of me driving around and sitting and waiting for you to find stuff? Is it international markets that we'll have to go to, or is it gonna be like the study of wine? You will definitely go broke on the study of wine because that shit is expensive. Wine is expensive. Do you get to sample the wine? Someone send wine money. Okay, so when we're going to obviously get into more of the like the Mexican history, the history of food in Mexico, because like some of those Mayan, like the Mayan and Aztec recipes are freaking amazing. But today we're just gonna be talking about enchiladas, and we're gonna be talking about Super Animal Royale because a few of you guys play. Mexican. I have a question, Miriam. Color me curious. What kind of cheese is used in Mexican food in Australia? What kind of cheese is being used? I asked that because when I went, the first time I ever went to England, my sister took me to a Mexican restaurant and it lagged. No. What kind of cheese is used in the Mexican blend? You don't know? The first time I went to England when I was much younger, and my sister took me out to a Mexican restaurant and they used mozzarella. Mexican blend scares me. It's usually a blend of cheddar and Colby Jack. Usually. In some places, it's a blend of mozzarella and cheddar. And the thing that I have to say, I don't go to Mexican restaurants. I don't really blame you. I don't really blame you because like literally when I went to England, I went and got the food and I was like, this is not Mexican food. And like I grew up in Texas. So we have Tex-Mex. I've been to Mexico several times, and I was always just like, this is not Mexican food. How is mozzarella Mexican? That's what I want to know, okay? I think it's mozzarella. Cheddar can be Mexican because cheddar has some roots in Mexico, at least. Like the making of cheddar has some roots, and Colby Jack also Jack cheese has some roots in Mexico, but not many. If you want truly Mexican, you're gonna get into the cotijas, the really good crumbly white cheeses. They're so good. So The enchiladas that we're making today are definitely not going to be like traditional Mexican enchiladas. They're going to be a Tex-Mex version. We're going to be using flour tortillas in them. We're going to be using a blend of cheeses. You hate... Why? Why? Oh, I love it. Man, you slice it up and put it into a really hot pan of butter and grill it, and it's like a cheese stick, but better. It's like chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. So good. It's too salty for your taste. That's fair. If you're gonna be working in food, you should make your palate a little saltier, because like if you're gonna work in restaurants, I don't know if you're gonna work in restaurants though. I haven't ever asked you what you're gonna do after you get your degree. The Oaxaca cheese you can get behind. Let me ring up the local Mexican restaurant and ask. That's so funny. Hi, I have a question. What kind of cheese do you use in things? What kind of cheese are you using? I'm just curious. I'm not gonna be ordering anything. I'm just curious about this. So we are going to, we're not going to be doing a traditional enchilada, because, mostly because this is for a cookbook. This is more of a Tex-Mex version, something that I'm more used to in Texas than, and then other places who do Tex-Mex, but Tex-Mex also, when you go north of Texas, Tex-Mex gets weird. Mexican food gets weird north of Texas. There's a Bowling for Soup song that says,
the savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
evil that I can reload my guns pretty fast now, guys. I didn't switch the batteries. I did actually. Oh, well, the batteries did not hold up. These batteries suck, okay? This is why we have the goals we have, okay? Like, you may think it's just because I want to be rich. Yeah, right, getting rich off of Twitch as a food streamer. Don't make me laugh. Mexican cheeses, mozzarella, red cheddar, and Colby. Why is mozzarella in that list? I don't understand. The cheddar and the Colby. The cheddar and the Colby makes sense, because those are not traditionally, those are like modernly used as cheeses for like Tex-Mex and more modern versions of Mexican food. But mozzarella makes no sense. And I found that in almost every country that is not attached to Mexico, they use mozzarella, and I don't know why. It's the cow's version of Mexican Oaxaca. Is it so hard to make it Oaxaca? Oaxaca? Yeah, sorry, my brain. It is already made out of cow's milk. It's just drier. It's just like a drier cheese. It melts really nicely too. Because they saw white cheese and they thought that it was like the only white cheeses that they could think of was like that melt really well is like mozzarella cheese. I'm 100% convinced that that's why. We'll dig into that after we talk about the history of enchiladas, like after our first or second break. I am going to look it up. I want to know. I want to know. A Chipotle cheddar, so 2 cheddars and a mozzarella. 2 cheddars and a mozzarella. Anyway, we're gonna do more of a Tex-Mex version for this Super Animal Royale dish, just because like I really like that. I really like the Tex-Mex versions of enchiladas. There's a lot of things that I'd rather have just completely Mexican on, but you know, Tex-Mex got the flavor. Tex-Mex got the flavor. Your mom makes some banging enchiladas. Too bad that whenever I try some, I end up making chilaquiles. I guess we aren't Mexican. It's not just you. It is a lot of the countries that I have been to that are not attached to Mexico. It's a lot of the states that I've been to that are not attached to Mexico. Like the other day, one of my friends from San Francisco, one of my chef friends from San Francisco, she moved to the East Coast. And she was like, I just went to the best Mexican restaurant. You guys should go. It reminds me a lot of California and like true traditional Mexican food. And I looked up the menu and I was like, there's mozzarella in the food. There's not, you use mozzarella cheese. You're using mozzarella. This is not even, what are you talking about, woman? And it was like in Maine or something like that. And I was like, what? I don't want to be like, girl, you're a chef, you should know better. But I wanted to be like, girl, you're a chef, you should know better. You wish to see that menu? I'll find it for you. It was awful. I was very mad at her. And she doesn't make a lot of Spanish foods. She does Lebanese. So like, fine. But you cannot call it close to California, because California also has a lot of traditional Mexican foods, because it's attached to Mexico. The ones that are attached to Mexico have the best Mexican food than the ones that are very far away. Even here, like we haven't, though, oh my God, no, our favorite Mexican food here in Nashville are restaurants that are owned by Texans. Or just restaurants owned by Mexicans. California was Mexico, yes, but now it is attached to Mexico. And so therefore, the best Mexican food can be found in the states that were. Do you want a Johnson knife? Yes, I want a Johnson knife really badly. Why? Hello. Hi, Bear. How you doing? We're talking about, oh, do you know what would be really good in these enchiladas? Goat cheese. Goat cheese, because this is we're doing vegetarian enchiladas. Oh my God! Yay! Oh, I'm so happy right now. You guys are making my day already. I got the shivers. First of all, our landlord's gonna have to pay us, and now I'm getting a Johnson's 5-incher. That's perfect, because my hands are tiny. I have tiny hands. I have tiny hands. Oh. I'm gonna cry now. I'm gonna cry now. Thank you. The best Mexican food can be found made by the lady that cooks on the wood fire stove. Do you know what? The best tamale, there was this lady in San Francisco called the Tamale Lady. Not her real name, obviously. But everyone just knew her as the Tamale Lady. And she was just, oh my God. She was just the nicest, sweetest lady ever. I'm working on the handle now. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Blah, 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 blah. That one makes me laugh every time. I cannot get over it. They're just blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blue is perfect. Blue is perfect. I'm blue, baba dee baba da. Baba dee baba da, baba dee baba da. Oh man, I wish I would have gotten goat's cheese to put in this. But I don't think they would use goat cheese. Good morning, Therion. How you doing? Fun fact, the singular for tamale is tamal. I know. But the tamale lady was really cool. She basically set up shop in the Mission District of San Francisco, which is the best place to get Mexican food anyway in San Francisco. And she just had like a cooler. You don't like goat cheese? I love goat cheese. You are quite enjoying the chat under. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. And she would just bring a cooler and you would just pick up whatever she had on hand that day. It was $1 for a very, 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 very giant tamal, like a giant tamal. And when she died, San Francisco actually made a holiday, like a citywide holiday celebrating her because she just brought so many people so much joy. And like, well, she also like fed the drunk people so that there was less incidences on Market, or on Mission, which was also a big drinking area. Doing well, waiting on your new laptop coming in. How are you guys? Ooh, a new laptop. New laptop? What did you get? Oh, tamales. I'm gonna try them. You hate? While you hate Mac OS, it's an M3. Hey, that's what we run on, baby. And I get that you hate Mac, but Windows is going in the way of Mac right now, so it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, if you ask me. Plus, this machine is a beast. This machine is a beast. I have a business address that I'll send you. I'll get Red to send it to you right now, actually. It's a Mom Nom's care of my name. Usually that's how it goes. Miriam, I think you would really like tamales. They're very, 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 very good. They're very, very good. Windows is even worse. You're a Linux user at heart. Only use the M line because of battery usage. Being off the grid, macOS is amazing at power efficiency. It is. It is. That's the one thing that I love about Apple. One of the only things that I love about the Mac OS is that it is so efficient when it comes to battery, and the battery life doesn't go out quickly. And I just feel like every Windows laptop I've ever owned had terrible battery life. Just absolutely bonkers terrible battery life. Nothing better than making tamales for 5 hours straight on Christmas because there's no end in sight for the dough. I've done that before. I had a friend that I would celebrate Christmas with in San Francisco, and her tradition was making tamales. And we would be up just making, and it was always just like, like this is never ending. I used to be a Unix, then Minix, but Linux is what I use now. Ooh, your favorite is Arc, but I used Debian for the last decade. Wow. Love tamales though. The Twitch app is so drunk. Can you whisper me? Oh, I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm so excited. I do love a good tamale. And I love making them because, I don't know, it's just a whole different experience to make a tamale. You appreciate it more because, my goodness, do tamales have a very hot, like, to make them, it is you gotta really know what you're doing with that masa flour. I did not the first time I ever made tamales, and it was horrible. They were so grainy and so weird tasting, and it was an absolute failure. I learned how to make them. I also know how to make vegan tamales because I worked for this Mexican place in the Mission District that was vegan. That was delicious, by the way. For a little bit. Main camera froze again. You can tell we're tired, guys. And also trying to do a million things at once. And I keep forgetting everything. I'm trying to prep everything that I need, and I keep forgetting stuff. So that's cool. That's cool. Okay. So like I was saying, this is more of a Tex-Mex version. We're going to be using flour tortillas. I would love to have made the flour tortillas myself during the stream, but we just don't have time for that right now. We just don't have time for that. I was trying to be as efficient on time as possible for today's stream because I had thought that we would have had to start it in the afternoon because of court. And so we have to pick up kiddo and all of that good stuff. So I was trying to be time efficient. So I did not get the stuff nor plan to make the tortillas. How? Maybe use coconut oil instead of, there's also shortening. Yeah. So you can either use coconut oil or like the fake shortening, the like Crisco, I think is what it's called. Crisco shortening. You can use both of those for it. And then you can also use a like an avocado fat. So an avocado, like if you can basically process avocado oil until it's very thick, and you can use that, which is what the chef I worked for at that time, because I helped him open up this restaurant. That's what he used in his actual vegan thing, because it also made it had a really nice, like golden, almost green color for the tamales, and for like the other things that he did, which were like the tortillas and things like that. That's what he used that avocado, that processed avocado fat for. And so it had this like really nice golden green color to it. I'm unsure if the restaurant still exists, because a bunch of the restaurants in San Francisco have closed down, especially the ones that opened up during that time period. I'm unsure if it still exists. I know that he's not running it anymore, that he left because he is living in Japan. He opened a restaurant in Japan recently. And so he left, but I think he may have given it to his sous chef. He may have given the restaurant to his sous chef. I'm not sure. He also had a restaurant down in LA. He was really cool. His name is Marco. Marco. Very, very cool chef. Very talented. He wound up getting a James Beard Award, and he was up for a Michelin star last year. But I'm not sure if he actually got the star. I know that he got graded for it. We butted heads, though. We had very strong personalities. Love, you also use it for homemade salad dressing. Hell yeah. We have a mixture. Is it olive oil? No, I think sunflower. Yeah, I have a mixture of sunflower oil and olive oil that I use for dressings and stuff, because I really like the brightness of sunflower oil. But I used to use avocado oil until it, like, the price skyrocketed. And then I was like, I can't, that's not cost efficient for my restaurants or like pretty much anything. I kind of just stopped using avocados, except for like maybe if I get it on sale, or we have a really nice a nice day at the international market. Like, it's usually if we have a nice day at the international market, then we'll have a couple of avocados in there and like a yellow mango, which is a great mango. If you've never had yellow mango versus the like green mango, it's like sour candy. It's so delicious. We only get it at the grocery outlet, which is much cheaper. Other than that, we pass on it. That's why we get it at the international market. To be very honest. All right. That's really funny. Okay, so you love Yugo? the grocery outlet. Do we? I don't even know if we have one. I think we do. I think it's by this old. There used to be this like flea market near us called the Robinson Flea Market. It was such a very cool place. And like he randomly shut down without telling anybody. There was a post about it on Reddit yesterday, Lucas, about someone complaining that he just like shut down without telling anybody. United Grocery Outlet. Oh. And people asking if there's more like flea markets like that in the area, and everybody's like, nope. That was very unique. That was unique. I'm unsure if we have one, and if we do, I've just either never been or been like one time and just did not get the vibe. It didn't pass the vibe check in my brain. It may have been because I was tired or something, but I believe the only grocery outlet that we have is over in an area we just don't go to very often, actually. Because we don't really go to most of Nashville. We kind of stick to around us for the most part. Closest is Murfreesboro. Late, sorry. Hi, Alistair. You're not late. You're right on time. You've already lost me. It's a vegetarian. It is a vegetarian enchilada. Do you not like vegetables? You've never heard it called the United Grocery Outlet? Guessing that's in the East. It's just grocery outlet here. Your hat looks like a pumpkin. It looks like a pumpkin. It says, fuck off respectfully. I had a client give it to me. I cooked a dinner for an engagement for this very lovely couple that were moving to Nashville. And I loved this dude's hat. He was wearing it and I was like, you have the coolest hat. And this guy brought me like, this family brought me like a bottle of wine. It's not staying up. It falls back. They bought me a bottle of wine. And then he was like, do you want my hat? And I was like, yes. You love vegetables, especially potatoes. Hi. Hello, Seffi. How you doing? I love potatoes. My friend, the other day, I was telling her, damn, I'm going to have to buy potatoes soon. And then I still didn't get my potatoes because of my order. They messed up my order so bad. I was like, I have to buy potatoes. My 3-pound bag is out. And she was like, you buy potatoes? You buy potatoes in bulk? I get like one at a time. And I was like, yeah, I buy potatoes in bulk. What are you talking about? What isn't staying up? My camera. My chopping camera keeps falling. Bulk is always the way, right? And we eat a lot of potatoes. The inch of lattes you sell are inherently vegan now that you think about it? Really? I like that. I'm not vegan. I'm also not a vegetarian. You guys have seen me eat meat. I grew up vegetarian, so when I'm really craving something, it's probably a craving from childhood, and most of the time it's vegetarian. You buy them in bulk, 5 tons at a time? That's how I got potato plants. I honestly would love to grow potatoes. I would love to turn my entire backyard into just absolute mayhem. I need half of you. I'd love to turn my backyard into just a little, like an absolute mayhem garden. Like, I don't know, urban garden type thing. But I have to ask if I can just start doing that. Vodka, I'm allergic to vodka. I can't be a vegan. I like meat. I like meat. I can't do it. Do you have a backyard? I do. And we are planting. We might have Not the potatoes. I'm allergic to the vodka, not the potatoes. I'm allergic to something in the processing system of vodka, not the potatoes though, no. I am most definitely not allergic to potatoes. I eat too many of those damn things to be allergic. This is gonna be our filling. And it's just a little vegetarian filling. There's also gonna be spinach in this. And I'm gonna make a couple of cheese ones for a friend that is coming to pick up something that she left at our house last night because she will not eat the veggies. She will not eat the veggies. But you can drink other clear liquor. Yeah, like I love gin. Well, I used to. I don't really drink any liquor now, but I used to love gin and things like that. It was specifically vodka that I can't drink. And get a brand that doesn't have it in it. Nope, I've tried. I have either wound up going into the hospital or having a really bad few days after that with my skin very blotchy red. It's easy to grow potatoes. Get a potato cut into 4 parts. Put the raised ridge in your garden. I need that screenshotted? Because I would love to grow potatoes. I go through so many potatoes. I want to grow all of the food that I use in catering. That is the goal. That is the goal, is to grow everything that I use while I cater. Not for like cheapness, but so that I can know the quality is good, essentially. Because, yeah, a lot of quality in food is like terrible. And I can't do my own meat, and I would love to do that too. But that's just not something I can do because I'm not allowed to have the animals that I want to have in the city. Can you imagine going over to somebody's house? They just have like cows. Like, I mean, like in the city, somebody's house. Not obviously not like in the country, because like I had cows and I had cows and horses and goats at my parents' house, and chickens. The chickens were mean. The chickens were very mean. A little hydroponic garden. I used to have a little hydroponic garden. I did mostly herbs in it though. They also have a different taste, yeah. Homegrown has like a better taste because you can see the care. Ads start in about 30 seconds, which means they'll probably be starting in about a minute because we know how Twitch likes to mess with us. You want to have an herb and spice garden? See? Yes. Sorry. Wow. The pepper got into my nose. I have a peppered nose today. After ads, this should be cooked down, and we're gonna start on the sauce. It is gonna be a chili. It's gonna be. Sorry, it's gonna be a mixture of a regular enchilada sauce mixed into a cream sauce because I really like cream sauces. That is something that is definitely Tex-Mex. But I really like cream sauces, so we're gonna get creamy. Do you smoke it too? You made your own paprika? Yes. I could not get it as fine as the real stuff, but I got pretty fine. Do you smoke the paprika? Like, do you, because like we use a lot of smoked paprika in dishes in Western culture. So do you smoke the paprika? You do not smoke, not like smoke, like smoke. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and let this get a char for a second. I'm stupid. No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, that's understandable. That's understandable. Can I have this? Thank you. That is perfectly understandable to not get the first time around. Oh my goodness, guys.
Oh yeah.
Gonna do my first dab of the day in your honor. I'm not trusting you with fire. Send some Therion. We're out. I'm waiting for checks to come in. And our friend who we usually do things with, she is almost out too. Oh my gosh, my nose is ready. I got paprika or pepper or something into my nose. That's not fun. Oh, I forgot to add one of our goals for this month. Oh well. No, it's supposed to go like that because it needs to get crispy. Like it needs to be blistered.
What do you eat?
You like, hello, Sleepy. You like seeing how hot you can and what will and will not burn. You're a little, what is it called?
Gremlin?
No, not an.
Lovely bean?
No, it starts with an A. Arsonist. You're an arsonist.
Okay, I have 1 minute and 10 seconds to get this all done.
Lucas is going hard, y'all.
And a big welcome.
Oh my god! Wait, we're in the middle of an
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
Hello, John. How you doing? We just got into the cooking stuff. Welcome, Raiders. We have an ad that's ending in 37 seconds for the people. I think the people who just joined don't get that ad. So hello, welcome in, welcome in. Hi guys. After the break, I'll go ahead and introduce myself and say everything real quick.
It's 20 seconds. It's ending. They should be fine.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. The ad breaks are starting to end right now. You guys should be, the Raiders should be fine. Hi, everybody. If you've never been in here, my name is Mom Noms. I'm a veteran chef of 20 years. I've been in the kitchen since I was about 8 years old working at family restaurants. I have worked all over the world, and what I like to do is make food, teach you guys how to make food, and also teach you the history of the food behind it. Today we're learning about enchiladas, and we haven't even gotten into the history of it. We've just been talking about food. Literally, we've just been talking about food this morning. The enchiladas that we're making are more of a Tex-Mex style enchilada. They are for a cookbook that I'm writing for a video game called Super Animal Royale. The cute top down, it's free. If you play video games, I suggest you download it. It's really fun. They have a new update coming out today. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Soon you'll be able to show off John's handwriting. I know. Thank you so much, Blue. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. My hands are ready. My hands are ready. And it's really nice because we have our summer is starting to stack up with weddings. It is the little cutie. Hi, Dragoon. Hi, Dragoon. I'm so excited that Blue is gifting me the Johnson knife that they won today. And I'm like, ah! So if you like history, if you like food history, if you like the weird food history, it's weird, guys. If you like history and food history and like being taught how to make certain things, I'm your girl. Come on in and enjoy the show. Hit that follow button. We have a lot of goals this for April. We're already starting them even though it's the last day of March. We got a lot of goals for April. We're trying to build it up because we just want to show people that food is more than just eating for sustenance. It is something that has so much culture and history behind it, and something that we kind of take for granted when we go to restaurants and when we like just eat foods that we don't have any idea about. It'll be a nice knife. That's perfectly fine. That's why I'm not trusted with fire. Want to challenge a chef? Idiotic. Want to add candy? Subscribe. Receive a mystery ingredient. Yeah, that's how we end up making things like gummy salmon. Like gummy bear salmon. Food is, as a European, food is a social experience. It's supposed to be a social experience. You're supposed to get a lot of, like, community and niceness out of it. That's not quite the case in a lot of places. In a lot of places. It's basically used as just, this feeds my body. This nourishes me in some way, which is why things like meal squares and meal bars are becoming super popular and have been becoming super popular over the last few years. Just people don't like want to know where their food comes from. They don't want to care, I guess. It's mostly, I think, that people just don't want to care. Other than pulled pork poutine, 2 things I want to know the history of Canadian food-wise: grandma's date squares and apple walnut butter tarts. That sounds delicious. When will the live be? This is going to probably be a couple of weeks from now. We are, because of everything that happened yesterday, and getting a couple of weddings booked, hopefully, we will be able to, because I don't know how expensive they are, and I like budgeting. So it'll be a couple of weeks so that I'm not like, so that we can get all the bills paid first. And then we will be able to have our super special chop style stream. How was stream, John? Did we give John a shout out? Awesome. If you're not following John, John makes the world's most amazing knife. I love his knives. There's many times that I've just put John on in the background while I'm working on days that I'm not streaming, and I'm just like, look how pretty. I like drool at these knives sometimes. I drool at these knives. This is simple. Those are Middle Eastern European dishes. A lot of things kind of surprise you though. Things that we think are like European, Middle European, Eastern European, they actually date from like Persia. Persia, of all places, which is crazy to me. That Persia has such a large influence on the foods that we eat, like cookies. Cookies came from Persia. Okay, I'm gonna get the wetness out of this, and then we're gonna just stick this into one of our quarts and put it on the side, because we're gonna be using this pan to actually bake our enchiladas at the end as well. All right, the history of enchiladas. Obviously, it comes from Mexico, but do we know the time period it comes from? Does anyone know the time period? Be right back. Have fun being back. Have fun being right back. My responsibility is to put the meat on the table. Literally the 1800s. So kind of. It stems from the Aztecs and the Mayans, who were known for putting a lot of they were known for putting meat and rolling them into things like tortillas. Do they use wheat flour? Ooh, that's a good question. They were known for putting things and rolling it into what we would consider a tortilla now. And that is just like, you know, the basis of Mexican cuisine. So while it finds its origins in Aztec feasts, the history is way more about things that we normally talk about: colonialism and prejudice against authentic heritage. Have we heard this before? Yes, we have. So in the 1500s is basically when, in the early 1500s is when the area that we know as Mexico, that we know as Central America, was colonized. I need you to be more crispy. Be more crispy. And when he came in, he was welcome. Like when they came in, they were welcomed with open arms, the same way that the indigenous people here in North America, they welcomed everybody with open arms. Here's corn, here's potatoes, here's things that you don't know about. Eat it, be merry, we'll teach you how to make it. But you know, when the Europeans conquered over here, they needed more than just the hospitality of the people who lived here. They wanted to take it all. They wanted to take it all. And basically, they had seen something that is similar to enchiladas. It had a tortilla-like object with meat inside, and then it had a sauce on top. So it was very similar to enchiladas. And he had like 300. They cooked like 300. The Aztecs cooked like 300 dishes for them. To like welcome them in, and this was the one that stuck out the most to him. So basically, Diaz, the person, the main colonizer, was like, oh, they cooked us many dishes. We must take this back to where we come from because, like, they're ours. Yay! Because, you know, we landed here, so now this is ours. We landed here, so now it's ours, essentially. Because that's what we believed. That's what the Europeans believed. That's what everybody who colonized at that time period. If I took enough time, I don't care if people were living here, what is yours is mine, and what is mine is not yours. Graham crackers are made with wheat flour. I'm certain that they did not use corn flour. Fun fact, corn isn't made by nature. It was created by scientists in the lab. Wrong, actually. That is wrong. We actually talked about corn last week, or 2 weeks ago. Corn is the most ancient corn pollen that we have found is from 80,000 years ago, and corn was actually created by basically that plant. Pollinated a native plant from Mexico, because corn comes from Mexico, pollinated a native plant from Mexico, and the little sticky parts of corn, the silk, it catches the pollination and creates little kernels. Each time that's pollinated, it's a kernel in your ear of corn. And Aztecs did not have the technology or labs back in the day, and they're the ones who actually created corn. They domesticated it over years and years. The first time was accidental when they saw that it is something that you could eat. It was accidental, so then they actually, and it was about this big, it was about half an inch. And so over a span of 5,000 years, they cultivated corn to be more sustainable because that was their main starch. That was their main starch. Are they sandwiches, enchiladas? No, they're rolled up tortillas with sauce. Were you there? Are you talking to me? They had stone computers running on hyenas. Hyenas aren't even native here. What do you mean? Yes, I was there. I have lived many lives in my lifetime. Everyone says, thank you, ancient Mesoamerican. For me is, yes, hi, Brohan, how you doing? I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. It was aliens. It's really funny. So the first time that we found the ancient pollen, corn pollen, was in the 1950s. It was in 1956. And it was in Mexico City. They were building a skyscraper in a dried up lake. And they dug down and they were like, holy shit, this looks like corn. Like it was like preserved and it looked like corn. And they're like, holy shit, this looks like corn. And so they sent it into a lab and turns out it was corn. And it was 80,000 years ago. It wasn't corn, but it was corn. It was originally a grass selective breeding to make seeds larger. Yeah. What?
The camera, when you did this, you were like...
So we're back in Aztec time. We love talking about Aztecs. I think we talk about Aztecs about the same amount of time that we talk about Persians, to be very honest, because if it wasn't Persian that created the food. It was Aztecs that created the food. So we're back in the Aztecs, and it was right after they were being colonized. It was right after they were starting to be colonized, and they had a dish that roughly translates to chili flute. It was a chili flute. The enchilada was called a chili flute. Its actual name, I'm going to attempt to say it. I'm very sorry, because while I love languages and I love learning new languages, and I think in many languages, I'm not great at pronouncing them because I'm hard of hearing. Gram flour is also just whole wheat, right? Ooh. What? Or is that a lie too? Would you get in the bag, chat? Oh, God. Wheat came to the US from Europe. It was all called corn back in the day. Everything was called corn. When corn was first discovered here, I say with my, like, full fucking hating to say it like this, because it wasn't discovered. We're doing a lot of chili powder in this. It wasn't discovered. It was, like, you know, stolen. When corn was first discovered here by Europeans, corn was the name for everything. Corn was the name for everything. I've been studying corn lately. That's so weird. That's so weird to say, but I have been studying corn lately. In one of my food history books, it's literally only about corn. All right, let's get this going. Okay. Not porn corn. Give me a flower bath like I'm a chinchilla. Oh my God. Don't give. Actually, Korean, not corn. Corn, wahaha. This is a really great book. By the way, I'm gonna take off my price because I'm a cheap hoe. I mean, you guys can see my price. I'm a cheap hoe, and I get all of my, like, history books from secondhand shops. But the first chapter in this is literally called Corn, Our Mother, Our Life. And I've read through the studies that she talks about too on there. And it's the book is literally about the myths and origins of food, like what we're told versus what actually happened. And it's really great. It's really great. But the first chapter is on corn, and apparently when the Europeans came to do whatever the hell they came to do over here, they called all main starches, like wheats, grains, corn. So this was American corn. What? I will leave that to you.
It's called koren in Dutch.
Well, that makes sense because the Dutch, the Dutch were a very bad proponent of, you know, colonizing. They were heavy colonizers in the Dutch land. All right, put that in there. Hello. Welcome back, Alistair. How you doing? So, like, everything was called corn. And they called the corn that we have today American corn, but it was by the Aztecs. So going on to enchiladas and still talking about Aztecs, what did they call it? It was called a chilapizali? Chilapizali, which is, in literal translation, means a chili flute. Enchiladas were a chili flute. And it was essentially chili that was ground into a paste into which tortillas were dipped and then filled with beans, squash, fish, game, or eggs. So the person who came over, like one of the main people who came over, Diaz, who came over to colonize us, was like, this will sell at markets. I'm gonna take this. Thanks. Yoink. So when Mexico began to form, when what we know as Mexico began to form, and we lost a lot of the ancient Mayan and Aztec traditions. I need water. Sorry, guys. When we started to lose a lot of the ancient Aztec and Mayan traditions, what we know of enchiladas kind of changed as well, because it became more, I want to say gentrified. It became more gentrified. It became something that needed to be palatable by the people who were conquering, by white people, essentially. And so it went from being a tortilla that was basically soaked in a chili paste to, we're going to put kind of a chili sauce on top of it. It had more palatable ingredients in it so that like the Europeans would eat it, because it also just helped them to actually, so much corn talk. We can talk about corn all day. Yo. Corn is the basis of life. Everything is run on corn. Like literally, there's plastics that are made out of corn. We have oil that is like mixed with corn and ethanol. Corn ethanol. Alcohols are made with corn. Food is made with corn. Holy crap. There's stabilizers made out of corn. There's oils made out of corn. Corn is essential to everything. Porn is essential to everything. The internet is for porn. So 2 years after they came over and they started to colonize the Aztec cities, Hernan Cortez seized the city, killed a lot of people, and stole the recipes that they had, essentially. Stole the recipes that they had, the records, everything, and either completely burnt them, destroyed them, or just like locked them away to never be seen again, unfortunately. Lately, we have been actually getting more Aztec and Mayan artifacts and records, including food records, because we have found where Cortez and his men essentially hid them. Over their corn, yeah, he basically did. Cat litter is made from corn. So much is made from corn. Did you know you can use hemp to make better plastics? I did. Do you know why we don't use hemp? This is a fun story. The history of enchiladas is getting us going on all kinds of, we're on all kinds of mischievous ways now, guys. Do you know why we don't use hemp as much as you should? Because of prohibition? No. Because there was a newspaper guy who has a building in San Francisco. He was a San Franciscan who owned a lot of land for trees. And big tree companies, yeah. And those trees made paper. And a few newspapers that he didn't own, by the way, a lot of these newspapers still exist to this day. A lot of these papers that, there are other newspapers that were competing that started making it out of hemp. At that time, you could smoke it, you can make stuff out of it, you could do whatever. And he started losing money. He started losing a lot of money. And he basically hired the Pinkertons. Do you guys know who the Pinkertons are? They were like a society, they were weird. You could hire them to do just basically whatever you wanted to. But he hired them to start propaganda against hemp and say that it was like a drug and say that it was awful and that it was ruining the alcohol industry, which we're seeing that happen today too. We're seeing a lot of people being like, oh my God, marijuana is ruining the alcohol industry. How dare you? Okay, my guys. But he basically started a propaganda campaign using not Pinkertons, I think it was the Pinkertons or the Plinkertons. Anyway, he ran a propaganda campaign and basically lobbied the government to make hemp products and byproducts illegal. And so the reason that we don't have like that we do not have nationally marijuana and hemp products be legal nationally or even internationally is literally because this super rich dude was like, no, I can't sell enough trees now. Oh my God, yeah. He also had help from the rope manufacturers at the time because hemp rope was stronger. Hi, creme delish. I'm so happy that people know this story. When I first found out this story, I was about 20 years old, and I was like, that's crazy. I was like, basically when I had first moved to California, and I was like, who's this dude on this building? Like, he's everywhere. There's streets named after him. Who is he? And so I went to the library and started researching, and I was like, that's disappointing. I was so disappointed. Hello, we're making a vegetarian, for the cookbook, we're making a Rebels vegetarian enchilada. We're learning about enchilada history. We have the Aztecs have been conquered by Spain right now, and Spain has basically destroyed everything, or like hid everything away. And we are getting into, we've gotten a lot of off topic. We've been talking about corn. We've been talking about hemp. We're just doing it. Your stance on is just don't smoke it because you're allergic. You're what? I agree with Red. You're what? I guess you can be allergic to, I'm allergic to kiwi. You can be allergic to everything. I hate being allergic to kiwi, by the way. You're telling me that's literally a big tree conspiracy? Big trees trying to get one over on the little plant? Yes, it was. Because he owned like the redwoods, essentially. And he was tearing down the redwoods to sell paper for newspapers. And he was like, how dare you mess up my bag? Because he was super rich. He also helped build quote unquote, he funded a lot of the trains being built, and he was big name. He was a big name, and so he lobbied against pot. You have a field growing at the moment? Ooh. We might be legally able to grow things here soon. Unrelated, I'm planning a heist. Are you going after the Kit Kats again? The Kit Kats! Are you gonna heist the Kit Kats again? Okay, so like they steal everything. The Spaniards stole so much, but they were like, you know what, guys? This food is delicious. Let's teach our women folk how to make it. And they did. They did. They were like, I hate you and I want you dead. And I want all of your ideology gone. And I don't want it to come up again. But do you know what I do want? You know what I do want? I want more enchiladas. You made my music turn off. That was when I lived in Colorado, mind you. Ooh, do you have asthma? Or is very legal? Do you have asthma? Because I can see that happening when you have like asthma, to be very honest, because it does affect, hardcore affects your receptors. I honestly could not live. I could. I very much enjoy. Oh, wow, that's crazy. You're not crazy. I've never heard of it. Thank you. Thank you for first of all, thank you for telling me. And second of all, thank you for making me aware of, I have like a spoonful of this sour cream, but I have more sour cream. You had to switch from flour to oils and waxes because of the pollen. I've never considered that either. Huh. You may be onto something, Tyrion. You guys may be onto something that I had never really taken into account. That might make a lot of sense for me. Because I do have some major nasty allergies to basically like all pollen. It's really bad here though. It's really, really bad in Nashville. Which is funny because like the worst the worst allergies I had prior to Nashville was in Texas. And there's a different kind of tree species there. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty. So he was like, you know, I hate you. I want to murder you, but I want your food. Which has happened many times when it comes to colonization. Like, humidity is crazy down there. Yes. Yes. So he realized that the food that they were being served, the food that they got served from the Aztecs, was super simple to make. And so he basically stole recipe books, what would be considered a recipe book, and he started teaching them cuisine. So it's really funny because, like, I always do associate Spanish cuisines with Mexican cuisines because they have a very similar flavor palette, and it's just because the Spaniards actually fucking just stole the recipes from the Aztecs. So of course they have the same flavor palettes. It was stolen. It was stolen. Yay, colonization, guys. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Honestly, I thought it was all in my head, and then someone else was telling me how they were allergic to the resins. Oh, that's so interesting. Thank you. I am very interested. Okay, so they modified it, obviously, to more of their taste. So they added things in like cheese and pork and chicken. Spicy sauces came to be used to preference of chili paste, which had been I cannot pronounce Aztec. And I feel very racist when I say it, but it was called the sine qua non of the Aztec version. It was just the spicier of the Aztec version. And when Mexico became a fully fledged colony, the viceroyalty of Spain basically made the enchilada, the hybrid version of the enchilada. He was like, this is the food of the Mexico colony. He was like, we loved it so much that we killed you, we took it, and then we gentrified it for you guys. So, like, this is our food. This is our national food. He said that it was a way to bridge the gap between old Spain and new Spain, which I find hilarious. To common folk who basically, like, to the poor people who were basically the offspring of the Spaniards and the Aztecs of the time, they still made traditional style enchiladas, but like the actual, like, not restaurants, but the people who were cooking for the royalty essentially. They made the new hybrid version, which is something that we know today, and it has moved on since then. We also have the Tex-Mex version and things like that now too. But they made this hybrid version, and the people who still had ties to Aztecs, to the Aztec bloodline, they stuck to traditional because it was a way for them to be respectful to the dead, essentially, to be respectful of the heritage that they actually came from. A few times during this time period, obviously Spaniards really did not like that. They tried to outlaw it a shit ton of times. They tried to basically say you can't make it this way because we have to honor their heritage. They tried to tell people that they couldn't cook it that way, and it was bad. It was bad. And then they basically, like, told them that they needed to stop self-identifying, which sounds really familiar to me. They needed to stop self-identifying as Aztec, that they were only Spanish at this point in time. And it was the enchilada has been a battle for people, man. The enchilada has been a battle for people. We're going to throw this up to 350, let that start to come to temperature, and then we're going to prep our tortillas and put in the veggies. A couple of them are going to only be cheese for a friend that's coming over. Sorry, Dolphin. I'm going to give you, since you can't hear me, I'm going to give you hearts. I'm going to give you hearts. By the mid 1800s, we began seeing enchiladas start popping up into cookbooks and recipe books that were mostly geared towards towards European people, to the colonizers, to people who were of European descent. So really, enchiladas have very much show the whole like colonization process of the ancient Aztecs and Mayan people up to now. Big hugs. Big hugs. So it wasn't until about the 20th century that enchiladas grew to have a wider acceptance, specifically traditional enchiladas and the more traditional ways of making them. And it was when it started to kind of pop up in America. It started to pop up in America in the 20th century. We saw a lot of, I'll put you to the side. We saw a lot of different renditions. You can get what I think would be, I need 6 of these, considered more of a, this is not a traditional, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not a traditional enchilada. This is a Tex-Mex enchilada. But we see a lot of states, specifically when you get to places like California that have more of a traditional way of creating the enchilada. In Texas, you see a lot of a hybrid of a Tex-Mex version where it was more Americanized than it was towards the closer Aztec way. And it got written about in a major newspaper in the 1920s, saying that it was one of the most delectable foreign dishes that some white girl had ever had. Obviously, while we do not like immigrants here, and we have never liked immigrants here because we know the history of what happened to a lot of the people who were immigrants and tried to start food businesses here, a lot of white restaurants started offering enchiladas. And I think that they're probably closer to what we were talking about with the shitty mozzarella, like cheese instead of traditional cheeses, things like that. And what we were talking about, like that we saw on the East Coast. Hello, hi Crazy, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah. So we have had an Americanization over the last 100 years or so of the enchilada, which is what we were just talking about. But it kind of disappeared from Mexico for a while. It disappeared from Mexico for a while because it was too much of a heartbreak, because so many people saw it as the colonization of Mexico. It was too much of a heartbreak, and it had been too Americanized. But over the last 10-ish years, we have seen it be a little bit more popular in Mexico, and more traditional to what it originally was. The simple recipe of the past, where it was a tortilla soaked in a chili paste and filled with beans. But there you go, guys. There's your history of the enchilada. It was a bunch of colonizers who said, I hate you, but I like this. And then when it came to America, it was, I hate you, but I like this. And so it was a bunch, the recipes that we know today have basically been because we suck as humans, essentially. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, let's make our colonizer food. I wish it was filled with beans. Beans sound really good. Give me the history of pizza. I don't do that. These are all planned streams. You know this. I have to do research. Actually, pizza is interesting. I do know the history of pizza. I'm not a jukebox, and it has to do with whatever we're making for food the days. And today, we're making Super Animal Royale enchiladas, veggie enchiladas. I wish I was a jukebox and could just do, I kind of am. Someone starts talking about corn and I get in it. I'm like, okay, let's talk. And yes, I was planning for this to not be a long stream because I thought we were going to have to do it in the afternoon. So I am taking a lot of shortcuts here. Taking a lot of shortcuts here. But that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm autistic, not a jukebox. Porn. I mean, we'll eventually get into things like pizza and stuff like that because that's very interesting, and it does also stem from the same people we've been talking about today. The Aztecs and the Mayans. Because tomato was not a widely available crop before people colonized here. I did not make enough of my middle. That's fine. That's fine. We're just gonna take some off of this one and put it over on this one. Yay! They'll just be a little cheesy. I'm so happy we don't have to be elsewhere today, though. Me too. I'd rather be talking about enchiladas and the terrible history of enchiladas than, say, at court, seeing my landlord wearing a fake neck brace and telling people I'm a horrible human being. Because he fucked me over. All right. So for Super Animal Royale, the reason that I chose enchiladas for the Rebels today is because we are making most of the Rebels dishes vegetarian, because we do not think that they would have the same ideology as the people who are in charge of Super Animal World, where, you know, you get to eat your friends. We don't think that they're really like, hey, let's eat our friends. We think that they are vegetarian, and they scavenge to find the foods that they eat. And they make things like, you know, because there are cows, they make things like milk and stuff, but they're not the kind to really get into cannibalism, which is essentially what Super Animal World does, is cannibalism. All right, we're gonna put this one on the side. The bottom one and the side one are the veggie ones. Use the back of my knife for this. I do not have my normal thingy. The cats are gonna go crazy. They're gonna be like, cheese on the floor! There's cheese on the floor! I don't know why I always forget the Mayans, but like remember the Aztecs and Inca, and even before I can remember the name of Maya. That's interesting. That's interesting that you forget the Mayans, especially because the Mayans had, like, we've gone through, oh my God, it's the end of the world like a million times because of the Mayan calendar. Because everyone's like, I can read that. I know what that says. All right, we're gonna throw our enchilada sauce, top this with cheese, and then bake it. And this is a half chili, basically a chili paste that I made, and a half sour cream, because I really, like I said, this is very Tex-Mexy. And sour cream sauces I love in Tex-Mex food. And we're gonna slather it, guys. We're just gonna slather it. There are peppers, both bell peppers and red jalapenos in the sauce, and chili powder, and garlic and stuff like that too. Can you not be at my feet, please? Hey, thank you. Can I taste the sauce? Sure. What? It tastes like going to a Mexican place? Nice. Nice. Appreciate that. And we're gonna throw some cheese onto it and dump it into the... And Pacala of the Mayan is literally in Civ B, which is 40% of my history knowledge from Civilization. That's funny. I've never played. I feel like I should play. I think I would really enjoy that game, to be very honest. All right. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. The Mayan, I think a lot of people forget that the Mayans existed other than when it's the end of the world time. When it's the end of the world time, then we remember that Mayans existed. But that's why we're talking about food history, because we're going to remember the civilizations that have since disappeared when they were conquered by white people. All right, so that's the history of enchiladas in a nutshell. I'm super excited about these. But again, we're making these because I have a feeling that the rebellions are vegetarian, and I wanted to do a nice vegetarian enchilada. I haven't had a good one in a while. I haven't had a good enchilada in a while, actually. When Chewy's is the best enchilada you can get in your town, something is wrong. Something is wrong with the Mexican food in your town. I'm just saying. Chewy's is great. It's great, like, mass-produced bar food. But it is not great as far as, like, actual Mexican food goes. Like, at all. It makes me sad because Chewy's is our best Tex-Mex available. Hi, Courtney. I know, and we're used to growing up where you know, Tex-Mex is plentiful. It's plentiful. It's everywhere. We love it. And now it's like, we got Chewy's. Because we've tried the other Tex-Mex and the other Mexican foods, and like none of it like hits right. It's all kind of, I don't want to say bland, but it's kind of bland. You have a Mexican dude open a restaurant down here in Belgium. Oh my God, we're gonna have to go. I will only eat homemade enchiladas. I'm making the homemade Tex-Mex enchiladas. In Texas, we used to go out and eat, like, I used to love enchiladas in Texas. I didn't really like them in California, but I did like other Mexican food in California. Like, a lot of other Mexican food. And homemade tamales. Oh, I love tamales. I miss taqueria, taqueria number whatever was in the area. There is taqueria number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 here. But they don't stay open late like the other ones used to. They don't stay open as late as the other ones used to. So it's like not as readily available. Not as readily available, which is funny because I'm like, we're not even that far from the border, you guys. We really aren't. And welcome in. We're talking about tamales because I worked at a vegan Mexican restaurant and we made vegan tamales, but there was also the tamale lady in San Francisco, and she just would walk around in the middle of the night with her igloo icebox full of tamales, and you could buy one, a giant one, for $1. And when she died, they literally made a citywide holiday called Tamale Lady Day, and it's basically like you can literally get off of work. You can literally get off of work for Tamale Lady Day. That was a part of the appeal, was made open till like 3 a.m. You get yummy food after the bars closed, and even had a walk-up window. Hell yeah, we have 24/7 Mexican called Muchas Gracias, complete with a drive-thru. It's pretty good. Ooh. We don't have really any 24/7 food here other than your like traditional, like, you know, not even Taco Bell. McDonald's isn't 24/7 either. Denny's maybe? Waffle House? We really don't have 24-hour things here. That's an amazing story. Yeah, well, she was very beloved. She had been doing it for like 40 years. There had been a few San Francisco governments that had tried to basically stop her, but she just kept going. She kept getting whatever permits she needed. She kept doing the thing that she needed to do. They tried to deport her once, and she just kept going because she had so much support from the community that the community basically like beat people that tried to deport her. Man, San Francisco used to be a wild place. It used to be so wild. I loved it. And so when she finally died, the mayor at the time like grew up in college just going on Saturday nights to get her tamales because it was the only thing he could afford. And so he was like, "It's Tamale Day!" It's a bit odd for a city. We don't have many 24-hour late night options. We really don't. Love that they treasured her enough to dedicate a day to her memory. Yeah, and they still celebrate today. Basically, her daughters, on Tamale Lady Day go into the mission and sell their mom's tamale recipe, or give it away for free just for people who like celebrate. Sell it to the tourists who don't know any better, and then the people who are like, oh my god, are you Tamale Lady's daughters? And they'll be like, yeah, and they give them to the people for free. It's so sweet. San Francisco is a wild place. It used to be so much community, and now I don't know what's going on anywhere in the world. We don't have community anymore. The only thing I can really think of is Muchas Gracias, and also the Winco grocery stores 24/7. Yeah, no grocery stores here 24/7. Like Walmart stopped being 24/7, and then everybody else was like, yeah, we're not doing that bullshit. We're not 24/7 anymore. Hey Google, please set a timer for 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, we're gonna check this. It should be all the way cooked through. I'm trying to decide whether I want a crisp on the top or if I just want that nice melted cheese. What do you guys think? Crispy top where the cheese has just a little bit of a bite, or just that melty gooiness that comes with cheese? Which one should I do? I'm unsure. My heart says both. My heart says both. Crispy cheese. Okay. Well, since you're eating 2 of these, I have the 2 of them don't have vegetables in them. The other ones you will not eat, but 2 of them, 2 for each of us. 2 of them don't have vegetables in it. You can eat them right up. They have a sour cream chili sauce on top, so they're good. They're good. And you can taste test for me and tell me what needs to change before I actually post it in a couple of weeks, so I can redo the recipe for 2 weeks from now, if I need to. Man, I miss going to the grocery stores and to shops at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to. I've been an insomniac most of my life, so I used to go into grocery shops and stores, whatever was open at 20. Like Walmart at 2 a.m. is the most wild thing that you've ever experienced in your life. If you've never done it and you have a 24-hour Walmart, I say do it. But I don't think any Walmarts are 24 hours. Also, we don't shop at Walmart anymore. They're all dead now. Oh wait, I was looking at the run time.
Oh.
Because I can't get that on my app. Because I know that we're coming up on a break because of how my throat's feeling. And so I was seeing like how long until a break. It's the actual talking. I hate not being able to grocery shop when you get off work. They're not even COVID. They're not. COVID is the reason why nothing is 24 hours. Okay, but they say COVID, but like there are a lot of Walmarts that were going away from that 24-hour thing way before. And they said because of theft. I'm like, you're a big corporation. You can handle a little petty theft. God, that's why you have insurance. The other day, I was talking to my kid, and they were like, I'm gonna rob, blah, blah, blah. And I like, they're just joking because they're an edgy little 10-year-old. And I was like, okay, but if you ever do shoplift, don't do it at mom and pop stores. Do it to big corporations because they have insurance, and also don't go above $1,000 because they'll arrest your ass for that. Is another to cut hours and not have as many employees. And being online, like selling things online is also like their excuse. Like you can just buy it online now. Well, some of us don't want to fucking do that, Janet. Some of us don't want to buy things online. COVID is a horrible excuse to change hours. Being shorter hours means more people at a single time, which could help the spread. Yeah, right there. Right? It's so stupid. Love thy neighbor, not thy Greg's. I did. I had a whole conversation. I'm the weirdest mom. I swear to you guys. I'm the weirdest mom ever. Because I'm like, I know what I did as a child and as a teenager and in my young 20s. So I'm not just going to be like, you can't do that, because I feel hypocritical being like, don't fucking do that. So I'm like, okay. Okay. Do it to people who have lots of money, but don't do it to people who don't have a lot of money. I've stolen some from every shop that you visit. Wow, we used to shoplift so much. I know. My mom would be like, how did you get all of these CDs? Well, I have a job, mother. That's why. I also, like, didn't eat lunch, so I would save up all my lunch money because I just didn't eat. And so I also had, like, my lunch money, which paid for my secret phone bill. See, I don't want my kid to have a childhood like me. I don't want my kid to think that they need to, you know, hide things from me. I was a bad person. I wasn't a bad person, and I only shoplifted from places that I could afford it, okay? It was the 2000s. It was the early 2000s. I don't know a girl who didn't shoplift back then. I'm incriminating myself. This is what is going to be brought up to court if Gareth ever tries to get the baby back. That's so funny. I don't do it anymore. 2000, I was born. I used to shoplift from the Columbia House magazine, LLCD Heaven. There is a place called Hastings, and they didn't have any security systems, so we would just literally go in, grab CDs, put it in our pockets, and leave. Bing, bang, boom, we have 200 CDs between me and Courtney. You're now back. You were doing litter box. Ugh. Hastings! My mama used to say, don't keep a physical ledger of your drug deals. That's admissible evidence in court. I love your mom, Brohan. Wow, rude. You shoplifted from every big store, mom or pop shops. I don't do mom and pops because it takes a lot of work. I also don't shoplift anymore. I don't know the last time. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop. I mean, I got nervous when I was getting wine or something and I still had something in the cart and the old man just paid, like he just pushed the pay through thing and we still had something in the cart. And I was like, but I have to pay for this. I have to pay for this. Why are you doing that to me? It is past. You bought your anime DVDs from Hastings? Oh, yeah, they were amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the broiler now, which means I have to get low, get low, get low. To get that crispy cheese feeling. Ugh. Oh. And this is only going in for like literally a minute.
Just before the ads will go on.
Yeah. Tech issues. Always. User error. User error, guys. Our tech issues are bad. Babies, I don't want you to burn yourself. I felt bad when I accidentally stole glitter packs from the dollar store. The Dollar Tree when you're a kid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. The early 2000s were a wild time. They were a wild, get away. This is hot. Please do not get in front of hot things. Uh-oh. Hey! There we go. Hot damn, guys. We have not entered our ad yet, so I can go ahead and show you. I love stealing. That is probably not something you should love. I'm gonna put it under here. Look at that! With the crispy cheese! That's got a good crust. That's got a good crust on it, guys. And after the ad break, we will get Red to taste it. We'll get Red to taste it after our ad break. Gives you a rush. Yeah, so you have, you need dopamine. Hello, Libby Cat. Hello, hello. Sorry, guys, we are in an ad. If you are a subscriber, I will still be talking. I'm just going to be in the background while this cools down before, because I'm not giving I'm not giving producer Red the most horrendously hot dish known to man.
Can you make sure the cat's not moving?
Hey! Wine. You've burnt your butt on that thing too many times. Too many times. Anyway, subs, how you doing today? How you doing? I am gonna add, if you are part of our Discord, do what Miriam did. I am gonna stretch. Do what Miriam did and send your favorite old ads that are hilarious. I'm gonna add in, I love refrigerators. As a way to make up for my thieving ways as a kid, I find myself tipping the self-checkout machines. That's so funny. That's the only thing I did, the only thing I did sort of thing. Feet. What about feet? Oh yeah, the foot, yeah. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. I enjoy feet. You would return CD players, the Jones barbecue and foot massage. I enjoy my feet and also my eat. I love the old Mr. Soft advert for Soft Mints. And how are you doing? Good. Thank you for that follow. I think 2 days ago is when you followed. Thank you for that.
It's a Threads friend.
Oh, it's a Threads friend. Hello, Threads friend. The broken CD players. Oh my god, that's so funny. That is so funny. You just never steal. ShamWow! I love the ShamWow ones. You know what one we should also add? The kitchen gun. Kitchen gun! And then also sprinkle in, like, my favorite people to support. Like, obviously, I'll do an RDP and K one, a Creme Delish and Steve one, Kanara, Eat It Dads. We'll do all the good people, too. Flex tape, glue, and everything else. Kitchen gun? I will share that in Discord. It's like a hilarious, it's a fake ad. I'm pretty sure it's a fake ad, but it's hilarious. Give the subs something to be entertained with. Welcome back, you guys. A slap chop? Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's broken. The cringy finger dippers. I remember them. All right, guys. It is time to give Producer Red a piece of his own medicine, aka I'm gonna give him an enchilada. Okay, so I'm back. Can you push play or put the headphones back on? Yeah, thank you. All right, so these turned out delicious. They are more Tex-Mexy, but Tex-Mexy, because they have flour tortillas instead of corn tortillas. It's just, I was just thinking what the rebels might like. So let's give this to Producer Red to try. It is very hot, Producer Red. Don't burn yourself. Oh wait, hold on. It's not ready yet. Now it's ready. Taste tester! Can't wait for all the types of corn. How many corns can you taste in that corn? You gotta add a dollop of Daisy. It's Kroger because I'm too broke to afford name brand stuff. The only name brand things that I really buy is my Diet Coke. My Diet Coke is name brand.
Even there, sometimes go Dr. Thirsty.
And even there, sometimes we put it into our Ninja machine and it's a Dr. Thirsty because that is cheaper usually. So I'm a broke bitch, guys. Gotta add a dollop of Kroger. Yes, you get the reference. Yeah, a dollop of Daisies. Is that still their tagline? Colored corn, blue, red, purple, black, yellow, multicolored, white. All the corn. I'm watching the food being eaten right now, guys. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm watching. Do you need a knife? Do you need a knife? The whole camera is shaking right now. Do a dollop of Daisies. Let me grab you a knife. Oh no, we lost music again. Your hair likes to stop the music. All right, here's a knife.
These are the fresh tortillas from the.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste that 100%. Do you want to?
No. It's Producer Red's taste test.
Oh, it's so good.
Ooh, elote. We made elote a couple of streams ago when we did chili. We made the purple corn elote. Hello, Z. How you doing? How are you doing, Z? How's it tasting? I feel like I say this every week. Oh God. What do you say every week? Okay. But try this one. Not good? Oh no! What's going on, Z? Oh my God. Now I want corn. Corn on the cob sounds really good. I need the recipe already. It won't come out for 2 weeks. That's really good, guys. That's really good. Oh no, that sucks. I'm so sorry, Z. Oh, I'm crying. That's so good, guys. Air fried corn on the cob with butter. Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. You only get one more after this, by the way. Because I only made 6. Oh my God. Corn on the cob with mayo, tahini. Oh, you guys. You guys. I know this is a food stream. Y'all are supposed to make the streamer hungry. The monthly subscription to Lucifer's Waterfall. Please, someone screenshot that and send it to me. That's hilarious. Where's my lord? I have a lot of Lucifer stuff in here. Everyone say that two laughs. That's so funny. My eyes are watering. That's so funny. I've never heard it put that way, but you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong on that one. Oh, I forgot to add one of our other goals. Now I can't remember what it was. I remembered it and then I don't remember it and now, oh yeah. The other one is 26 emotional damage. You heard it on a Facebook reel? That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. So, Red is literally licking the plate clean, guys. Red is literally licking the plate clean, and that's so funny. That's so funny. I need to put it not on that plate, though. I think I'm gonna put it on a square plate when I take pictures of it. A square black plate. Wow. Wow. He's not saying any for later unless he's got it in his beard. He really did. Yes, it's not poison. Time to dig in. Yeah, he's basically my poison tester. He's my poison tester. All right, guys. Since tomorrow is April 1st, we're not really going to be having an April Fool's Day. Probably. I don't know. I haven't planned anything because I don't really do the whole April Fool's thing. My kid does. I'm kind of scared about that. But we're not really going to be doing the April Fool's thing. What we are doing is starting our April goals, which we have written down right here. We want 1,350 followers. That's 100 more followers. 35 subs, $1,200 a month will help us be sustainable and be able to pay everything off, and that includes all donations and subs and everything else. We want to do a Nashville IRL stream, community night in the Discord where we're either watching a movie or playing games together. We have a couple of guests that I'm talking to come on to stream soon, a chop style stream, and 20 CCV. We're 3 away from getting the 20 CCV. We ended March at 17, which was fantastic. Oh, girl, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so those are our April goals. We did really well with our goals last month, and we're just going to keep it going because we are growing. You're officially out of tax return funds. Girl, like I said, don't worry about it. I will have no tax return funds this year. Blech. Don't like it. Don't like that. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you so much, and that Johnson raid, and also Blue giving me their Johnson knife. I'm so excited. Y'all. I am so excited about getting the Johnson knife. I'm gonna look to see who is currently streaming right now. And then we're gonna, wow, we're done before noon. That's crazy. That's crazy. And we're gonna send over the love. I expected Steve to already be streaming, but I guess he's not getting started until like noon. Or he's like, you know, he has problems with his computer right now. But there is a person who I enjoy following who is streaming. Share the stream if you want to help. Share the stream if you want to help. Sit through ads if you want to help. Be in chat. Go subscribe to the YouTube, which is youtube.com/@themomnoms. Follow on the social media. Give me ideas. That you guys, just being here is a lot of help because it helps it get to the CCV. Thank you. Good day. Thank you for the stream. No, thank you for being here. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to raid out to Jamma Gammas. You already knew. Okay. Sweet person, does a couple of food streams a week. Canadian, great guy. Really fun to hang out in his chat most of the time. I work with him sometimes. Sometimes I put him on the side so that I can work with him, and then I get distracted because I just start chatting. And then we're gonna be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And tomorrow we are getting into medicinal, we're continuing our talk about medicinal foods. We're going to go into Japan and we're going to learn about the medicinal foods from Japan while using the products that I showed off last week. To make a granola bar. We're also going to be making miso soup, and we're going to be just doing a yakisoba for us to eat because yum, that sounds really good. And then on Thursday, we will be doing pressure cooker part 2. Where we're only talking about the pressure cooker in India because we actually do see the change in generations in India because of the needs of Indian women. So we're gonna also be making dal and making another batch of naan because my God, that naan is delicious. It is so good. It's so good. It's so good. And flirt with a pimp. Oh my God.
Run the outro.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run the outro, and we are going to be going over to Jamma Gammas. Amazing person. Tell him that Mom Nom sent you. He's a sweetie, and you're just gonna have fun. It's just a chill vibe. It's just a chill vibe. It's a Mom Nom's raid. We love you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for the follows over the last few days and the raid. You guys are amazing, and we will see you so very soon tomorrow morning. Oh, and tonight we're gonna be on RDP&K. Doing Rhythm Doctor, and then probably playing some Star after that. Thank you guys so much, and when I'm allowed to say bye, I'm gonna say bye.